Greetings and welcome to another episode of the Leg of Australia podcast. My name is Sam Wood, joined again by Pat Allendorf. Mate, welcome.
Once again, it's good to be alive in these
mate,
tough times.
I spoke to you Saturday Arvo after the races. You didn't sound alive.
Oh, mate, I could have smashed my phone. You bloody back a few winners and then you put it all down the sink. But we live to fight another day. Saturday is
as you said.
Well, mate, it's on the downhill. We're on the downhill slope towards Saturday now. We're starting to get the odds have come out. The selections are coming out.
Very exciting, this racing, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It is, mate. And you know what? For you, it moves back to more familiar territory, to the place that you love.
Yeah, Morph Bill can fuck off. We can get straight back into Eagle Farm, Doomburn, a little bit of Sunshine Coast and Gold Coast. But yeah, no, we head towards the Winter Carnival up here, and I'm stoked. Geez, look at these races we've got coming up this weekend up here.
Do you know what it is though? It's like bloody Richmond back to the G.
Yeah.
And speaking of the G, what about the AFL? What's going on? They've got a date.
We're back, mate. We got a date.
I have no idea. What is it? Let me write it down.
Look, they've had to move slower at this than the NRL have, but the
NRL is smarter.
Yeah, said no one ever. So no, the clubs returned to training on the 18th, so on Monday, and they're back on June 11th, I think it is. Let me just double check that because I just want to make sure that's a Thursday night, I think. Yeah, it's a Thursday night. So I think they've said that they're going to kick off the season with the Mighty Pies taking on Richmond. For any of our new listeners, I am a full fanatic for the Collingwood Magpies, born and bred, but they haven't released the full fixture yet. They're still figuring out, because we're a national code, unlike the NRL, we have to figure out what's going on with the two teams in WA, what's going on with the two teams in South Australia, and then the same problem as the NRL. We've got to figure out what Anastasia Palaget and the chief medical officer at in Queensland is going to allow. And she's been quite, I don't know, she was very staunch on the NRL standpoint, but we're actually, she's opening the Gold Coast as a hub for both the Western Australian and the South Australian teams.
Yeah, mate, I heard a rumour about that, and the lads couldn't get out of their respective states quick enough to get up to the Gold Coast.
Yeah, well, the Western Australia boys, I think they're here now.
They're already there.
Yeah, well, I think so. I mean, they started training 2 days ago. They were allowed to train. So maybe they're not. That's unconfirmed. They're one's at Palm Meadows. The other one's at Royal Pines.
Oh, far out.
Be good, mate. Very, very, for anyone that doesn't know, they're two cracking golf courses on the Gold Coast. Royal Pines is actually where they hold the PGA up here. And Palm Meadows, you and I have played together. It's one of my favourite courses. The 18th there is in the top 500 holes in the world.
Which one's that? Where's that at?
That's the 18th where you got to. Well, you went Tin Cup and tried to go across the water, but you got to carry 300 at least to get across the water, and then you've got another water. So the green's on an island. Anyway, it's phenomenal. If you get up there, head over to Palm Meadows. Look, I'm wearing a bloody golf hat. For anyone watching on YouTube,
I would have had plenty of courage juices before trying to carry that water, I think.
Mate, I don't want to throw you in, and I don't want you to throw the toys out of the cop, but you did pick up on that hole because you weren't happy. We had a blue.
Did we?
Yeah, that was that course where it was, you just weren't happy. I beat you. So yeah, the two teams up here, South Australian teams found out last night, so Tuesday night, the 19th of May, that they are going to be exempt from the state laws, and they're actually allowed to train. They weren't allowed any contact training, so that's been lifted specifically for the two AFL teams. This comes off the back of the AFL of the Adelaide Crows players getting caught, which we mentioned, flaunting these rules. But so they've been made exempt, which means they're still going to come up to the Gold Coast as well for a player hub, but they are allowed to stay in South Australia for another couple of weeks to kind of kick off their training at the home base before they come up to the Goldie.
Mate, how lucky is that for them? I assumed that they might have taken it all the way over to WA with how expansive the area is there and secluded, and they've got resorts there that are just so.
The Premier actually invited the WA Premier invited all teams, South Australian, Queensland, Victorian teams to run the hub from over there.
And what's the go? Is the West Australian Premier, is he a bit of a dork?
No, I don't know. I actually quite like the Western Australian Premier after all this stuff. I'll tell you why. If anyone can find it, send it in and I'll post it on our Instagram at the Leg Up Australia. He's a pretty funny dude. He's quite hard. Like, he was pretty strong, took a lot of strong stances where he needed to, especially on the cruise ships. But someone asked him a question, and this is, if you find it, have a laugh, have a watch, and you'll have a laugh. But they said about how you can, when they brought in the rules, like, you can order takeaway, you can exercise, but you can't sit down. And the reporter said, okay, so we could go for a run and then we'll grab a kebab and we can't sit down. And he lost it. He said, mate, I don't think anyone's going for a run and grabbing a kebab, which I thought was great. Then in the last week, because the Victorian clubs refused to travel and they all want to play out of the MCG, he actually called all the Victorian clubs pampered and soft.
Oh,
go whack. Good on you, WA Premier.
What's his name? You say you love him so much that you can't remember his name.
Mate, my head. Mark McGowan. Good on you, Mark McGowan.
Not Mark McGarry. I was about to say any relation, but it's different, mate.
Yeah, no, same first name, same 70% of their name. Mark McGarry, we mentioned on this podcast. Can we get him on, Pat?
When Alligator Blood comes back, we'll get him on.
Yeah, we'll get him. Okay, that's cool. That'd be great.
He must have rung up 4 or 5 times to ask if he could come on.
He's a great bloke. He's a
legend. Absolute
great
legend.
guy.
You know what? He's tied up in that. What's his horse that races up where you guys are? Such of the Jardine Rouge.
Jardine Rouge. Is that with the My Runners guys, or is he just flat out on that? That Jardine Rouge.
No, he's just in himself, I think.
Jardine Rouge in the
orange colours race.
Yeah, remember we backed it at large odds each way, and I backed it each way, but I tipped it each for when we were punting together with our mates on the FaceTime, and then the next time it came out, it won.
Yeah, mate, at big odds that time, it got out. It got out, and it looked like it was going to run home and win, but run third. But well, moving on, mate. Moving on. So AFL's back. First game's
AFL's back. We're going to have full blown footy in the next couple of weeks, which is friggin' awesome. So we'll start. We do cover both on this podcast, whether it's in the same episode, whether it's separate episodes. Just quickly on episodes, we released our first Sunday session on Monday. Kind of looking back at the weekend, and I just want to say thank you to the listeners, because we weren't sure how a Monday podcast would, or a Sunday, even the Sunday night one will most likely come out Monday morning, but we appreciate all the support from you guys. We've had good feedback. That was really cool.
You bloody sickos wanting to hear about us just doing all our money.
Hey, let's tune in and see if the boys did their ass this weekend. God, we did.
Yeah. We shouldn't have, but we did. We found a way.
We did. Yeah, and you said that. You went through your black book, which is actually just a little black book, and said, I've picked out that many friggin' winners, yet You're down.
In the face of victory, we found a way to get
You
defeated.
found defeat. You stared in the. You grasped defeat out of the claws of victory. Is that the?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't
mate,
know, mate, but we got there.
we got there. Listen, we roll straight into race 6, the
Race
Champagne
6, no,
Classic.
actually, mate, hang on a sec. I just wanted to do race 4 first. As I was having a quick
Ooh.
flick through the races, I saw one of your black bookers popped up that you missed the other week. I think we spoke about it last week or the week before. The one where you put the bet on, it got scratched. It was racing in the race before.
Yeah.
The one it got scratched from, and you didn't reload.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing it up again. That was Seen Too Many by Michael Costa.
I really wanted to stick a.
I'm not allowed to talk about Michael Costa either. There was a few people saying that I have a crush on Gold Coast trainer Michael Costa.
Yeah, Pies or Costa? Who would you, if you could have one for
that is the ultimate threesome. Actually, he's a Sydney Swans supporter, so he wouldn't appreciate the other one in bed.
Yeah.
So
I don't know that he'd appreciate how you found that out. I
we've done an interview with Costa on the page for the leg up, so we might.
I saw him walk out of his house.
We might. I was just out the front, going through his trash. We might give him a call and see if he wants to come onto the podcast. We've got a lot of people saying that I've got a man crush on him. I don't. I just want him to. I just want to interview him in person at my house. But yes, I do like Seen Too Many. Number 3. So race 4 is a benchmark 78 over 1,800 meters. Your favorite is Red Steiner. Second line of betting is Seen Too Many and Seat of Power at $5.50. Why do you want to talk about this?
Well, mate, only because I did see your horse in there, and I would have loved to have tipped it myself, but I actually like the Irish horse, Seat of Power.
Yep.
It's down in grade this start. I think it's going to relish the step up in distance. You get $5.50, trained by Gav Duncan, who used to work for the leg up.
That's not true, but yes.
No, that's not true. It's trained by Gary Duncan from Caloundra, which has got to be a great trainer because there's not much to do in Caloundra. No. So if you're going to throw a few dollars at this race, I think Seat of Power is worth a couple.
Mate, I like it. And for you to pull up and throw the show into disarray by tipping on a race we hadn't planned on, you've got to half like it. But yes, I like Seen Too Many. I'll be backing it again because it owes me at the moment. And at $5.50, I think that's pretty good odds. It's the second highest rated horse in the race, or it's the highest rated horse in the race, actually. So
I did have a feeling, even without talking about going through this race, that whenever you would be in doubt, you would look down through a race and just see if Michael Costa had a run it. And
mate, when you've got certain stables when they're flying, it's the same at the moment when I'm betting in where was I today? But I'm just looking for when Argentina form stands out on a horse, back it. Someone actually hit us up on the page. Oh, mate, I'm sorry if I forgot your name, but you hit me up to say, didn't you guys like Tato Key? And I said, mate, you've got to have a couple of bucks on it. Let me find this bloke's name so I don't. But no, I was going to mention Billy Egan, who is one of those ones who you know him. I don't know him. I've only met him recently. An absolute champion of a guy.
I'd have to say, I reckon he would be quite keen to come on the show.
Well, do you want to reach out? I'll ask you on air so you're accountable for the punters. But he is, mate, he is low level flying. And that's why for us to sit there and say, you roll down, you see Michael Costa, it's the same thing. I roll down, I have a look at what Billy's on, especially if he's got the Payne combo.
Paddy Payne, he's a big reason why Billy Egan is going so well.
Absolutely.
The amount of support that he's given him.
Yeah. He's
and the quality of horse that he puts him on.
But people have heaters, you know. There's a lot of people that stables and jockeys that just go good. We spoke about it on Monday's episode about Damien Oliver, about him, having a good run, but everyone's still sticking it to him on the running B Hunter. But mate, it is what it is. You've got to follow the hot streak sometimes. So
I'll tell you what, who's on a hot streak, just thinking about it now, that Karis Teaton in HK in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
He's flying.
Carrot titties, I call him when I message you about him. Mate,
Can you believe that bloke wrote another winner?
Yeah. I mean, Carrot titties going for it. In fact, he's I think he's got a couple of decent rides tonight.
At Happy Valley, but then you got to stay up until 3 a.m. to play.
Yeah, the last race is at 10 to 1 a.m. Oh, babe,
Yeah,
I'll stay up and watch the kid tonight. Get home, get out, kick. What's wrong? Oh, he's kicking.
Oh, F me.
Look, if you were going
okay,
to,
darling.
It's a bit late, but yeah, if you were going to have a better, let's see how he goes. Happy Valley. You got it. The Happy Valley or the Shah Tin Zig and Zag is between Pert and Moreira, but Teaton's really put his own kind of spin in it.
Also, mate, there's a French bloke who's only new this season over there. He's well worth throwing some money on. I reckon his return of interest must be high because I've seen him ride a couple of 60-1 winners.
He rode 2 winners in his very first day at Shah Tin.
Yeah, which was very infrequently.
Oh, mate, absolutely. And the day it was, but
well, mate, just ask Blake Shin. He's had a massive grind trying to carve out some success over there, and he's been doing everything right. Training, like his track work riding, his personal training that he does on his own body, like he's been really ripping right in, even off the drink and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I suppose
it's a tough gig over there, as you know.
You can't create luck. You can just do your best to try and get it.
Exactly. But if you were having a bet at Happy Valley tonight and you were finding Karis Teaton's name here and there, the ride he has in the third race, Focus, the Kiwi horse, is good value at $4.40. Mate, we're off to the Champagne Classic. Yeah, I'll just do a little Happy Valley tip or what I'm going to bet on tonight. We're off to race 6, the Champagne Classic at Eagle Farm, 2-year-old plate Group 2 over 1,200 metres. The winner of this qualifies for the J.J. Atkins Group 1 in a fortnight. Isotope, the podcast horse, sits on the top line of betting as favourite at $2.60. Slightly in from Rothfire at $2.80. And below that is Wild Ruler. What do we got? Wild Ruler's actually just jumped out, and the rest are double-digit figures. Wild Ruler's gone from $6.50 to $7 as we're speaking. Do
you want to take us away here, mate, for what you like?
Yeah, okay. I think this is a 2-horse race. I also think that Isotope is a Group 1 horse. At $2.60, it's a bit short, but I mean, my money's going to go on her regardless because we've bet on her heavily, both starts, both for wins. So that would be my selection. I am going to have another bet in this race, and this is just off pure replay form. Wild Ruler, based on his last run. It was beaten in its last race by Makura, which has come out and win since. Had a handy win. It beat Newsreader, and I just think at $6.50, $7 now, it's worth having, $20-$30 on it tonight, because I think they'll look outside those 2 short price faves of Isotope and Rothfire, and that will come in. So my main bet would be on Isotope, but I'll have a small little run at Wild Ruler tonight. What about you, mate?
I've looked at this race completely, well, not completely different, but on the total opposite side of the court to you. I've gone the other favourite here. Rothfire, I know Isotope was one of our favourites on the show. Is one of our favourites on the show, but this Rothfire, when it burst onto the scene, apart from its second last start, or before its second last start,
Mm.
I was thinking that they were going to pay up for the Golden Slipper. It
Yeah.
was scintillating. It was a massive, or it is a massive, massive talent. And it may have just sort of, as a 2-year-old, it may have just sort of come to the end of its little run of form there. It's had, what do we say, a few weeks off, 10 weeks off, which I think would do it the world of good. Coming back to the track, like, mate, it had results, 4.5 lengths, 4.5 lengths, 6 lengths. This is what it was beating Fields, the second horse in the field by.
Yeah, I know, mate. I know that, but it's beating those horses like Mashani Fraudster. It'd be Mashani Machine, who just won. It's before that, well, since then in friggin' October last year, I think it's only had Mashani Machine's last win was last week at Sunshine Coast. It's an impressive horse. I agree.
Yeah,
but
it can only beat him. It can't beat him to death.
It's tried to with some of these. I'm having a look at the lengths that it's won by. But yeah, look, to me, I don't know. They're the three though. I think the market's got it right.
I got a bit of value in there as well. Like the drinks cart. I thought we were on quite a long time ago.
Yeah, but we were on. No,
it wasn't Kavak.
This thing has beat we've backed a horse, or we were tipped a horse and we backed it quite heavily, and then this thing won the race. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was, mate. Whether it was in one of its early starts anyway, but it's got form behind Wisdom of Water, who we saw what it could do on the weekend.
Great tip, by the way, Wisdom of Water. I think it anchored most of the leg up listeners' multis for the weekend.
It anchored everyone's multis until the ship sank, and the anchor was still at the bottom.
Exactly.
But yeah, it came out and won by 2.5 lengths last start. So yeah, at $14, it's a nice. Do you know what? Throw the four of them together. I'd stand the two favourites out, and then just throw the other four of them in there for second and third, and hopefully get the long price things lob in. One of the favourites get up.
What about number 6? That's another podcast horse. There's 2 in this race, buddy. Kukaracha,
that's just what I call you.
Kukaracha, which listeners from weeks ago would remember that we had a bet midweek based off I'm going to say Ned's special.
Yeah.
Was it Ned's? And it was $100 cash, $100 bet back the first race at Geelong on a Wednesday, and we pulled Kukaracha out of our butts, and it won at $750. We got it
$750 backed into $420. Don't you just love support?
Yeah, and that was Craig Williams on board, and that stunning little man just rode it from last to first. But it'd be nice to see it win, but we also backed it again. At Randwick, so it's making.
It was quite flat. It was quite flat last start, and that sort of just. I thought Waller started it down in Melbourne, was going to work his way up to that Brisbane Carnival.
I think you said that early.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know that it might be. I don't know if it's talented enough, but I have been proved wrong once or twice before
in the last week. I don't see
today.
Yeah, exactly.
Great race to kick us
These 3 races they're about to talk about, the Gunsynd Classic next and then the Victory Stakes. The 3 races all up are fantastic. And I love it, Anyway,
Gunsynd, the Gundawindi Grey.
The Gundawindi Grey. It's actually Gundawindi. Did you know that? For some reason.
Mate, you guys speak differently up there.
Yeah, but I didn't understand that. I call it Gundawindi, and someone said, "Oh yeah, in New South Wales they call it Gundawindi, and in Queensland they call it Gundawindi." I'm like, well, I've always called it Gundawindi, but when you actually look at the name, it's Goon. But great town, Gundawindi. It's a stopover for me. Oh, you're a Queenslander in the background, yeah. But you say Gundawindi.
I say the Gundawindi Grey
because Gundawindi. Yeah, see, mate.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. You're not a true Queenslander. I know you got that jersey in the wall behind you, but
I just hung that. It's completely fake.
It's painted on there. Yeah, Gunsynd. So yeah, go. There's a great little statue right on the border in Gundawindi. Go have a look. Go get your photo with it. If you do stay over, this is a non-sponsored plug. If you do stay over in Gundawindi, there's a Thai restaurant on the main street. You need to look it up. I'll find the name. But if you are there, message me and I'll tell you what it is. It is the best Thai I've ever eaten in my entire life. And I've worked in Thailand a bit. You and I have been to Thailand with our lovely darlings. But
you've had a few feeds in your time.
You don't think I've had a few pad thais in my time? I'm telling you now, it is the best Thai food you'll ever eat. And a good mate of ours, Keith Kimmins, he tipped me into it. Didn't say anything. Just said, look, if you're staying there the night, go eat there.
That's the PNG Express.
Yeah, the PNG president. He said to me, just go. That's all he said. Go eat here. I ate there. Called him next day. I said, mate, that was unbelievable. He said, it's the best Thai food you ever eaten. I said, mate, spot on. Anyway, we digress.
I digress.
Back to the Gunston Classic. Group 3, 3-year-olds, 1,800 metres. There's some cracking horses in the field, as you mentioned, including the Waller Gun Canane making its Queensland debut. It's currently our favourite. Let me have a quick look. It's currently our favourite. It's $2.05 as we record this, with profit on the second line of betting at $5.50. Sky Horse at $8, Ballistic Boy at $9, and then the rest are double digits. But my selection is the fifth line of betting at $13, Supergiant.
Oh, staying strong.
Well, mate, 2 weeks ago when that thing, we tipped it at, I think it was $28 when we tipped it. And it led the entire race and gets beaten.
Mate, I've got to say that tip had nothing to do with me.
I tipped it at $28. It led the entire way and then gets beat 100 metres to go by the fave, the $2.40 fave Vanna Girl. Yeah, mate. I like Supergiant as mate. And it held the lead for, mate, it's a cracking horse. I need to calm down about Costa. Someone will think I'm getting brown bag from him.
This is a Costa horse. His little red rocket stick.
It is. It's a Costa horse. Jeez. Sorry, everybody. But sorry, you follow its table. But
how'd you do form on this race? Any replay? Oh, no, I just saw that Costa trained it.
Just went through Costa's Instagram just to get me excited. Mate, I backed it at Ipswich. I backed it each way at Doomben. It's on a streak. I think it's a really good each way bet. But, I mean, Canane at $2.05. I will get a selection from you in a second.
I'll take it away with Canane. This horse is just quality on quality. It went from a maiden to a Group 3 and beat a horse which I thought was going to be an absolute superstar, but he's already a superstar. I think it won the was it the Derby?
Who?
Quick Thinker.
Oh, Quick Thinker. Yeah, it just wasn't. That was a messy race, that the Frank Packer Plate, the last race with Canane, and Tont had him by 5 or 6 lengths in the straight, and they were going everywhere. It looked like you're watching a true maiden or horses looking to make their maiden, not a Group 3.
But it let down with quality. So it's a 3-year-old that's only had 4 starts. It's had a little bit of a break. Comes back in this Brisbane Carnival, and going down through this field, it has nothing on the Australian Derby, which it subsequently beat the horse that won the Aussie Derby last start. So, and I know I get it. Quick Thinker wasn't up. Definitely wasn't up that day. It blew a gale in the betting, but it still beat a field of quality horses last start at Randwick in the Frank Packer Plate, and I don't see them really getting near this horse. And it's going to be the one. It'll be the horse that anchors every one of my multis on the weekend, every single one. At $2.05, I think they're fat odds for it, and Yeah, obviously not fat odds just for a single bet, but to connect it up with something else or a couple of other runners, I think that's good odds. The only thing I will say is a couple of horses at odds that I just sort of flicked past and thought they may run well. I thought, is it Sky? Just bear with me a sec. I've got to get back to the race.
Sky Horse?
Sky Horse, that's the one.
Yeah.
If Sky Horse gets a heavy track, it may be worth a couple of dollars. Because I heard, you told me today it was heavy at Sunny Coast today?
Yeah, it was heavy at Sunny Coast tonight. It's been raining
Are we
here. Apparently, we're going to get another 10 or so mils between now and the weekend. So we might have a wet track. So that's very interesting.
Yeah, well, mate, I thought if it is a wet track, it might be worth some dollars because it. Have you got prices in front of you?
Yeah, I got it $8.
Currently $8, and also at big odds down the bottom. I know you were bagging the Mashani horses before, but they've been keeping this one a secret from you.
Mashani Secret. I can't.
Oh, thank you.
Don't tell me who's training it. I mean, who's riding it. I don't want to hear.
Who's riding it? I didn't see a jockey there.
Thank you. For anyone new to the show, there's a jockey that we've been riding pretty hard up here. He had his last chance on Needorp on Saturday. If that thing got beat, then we were he shall never be named on this show. So I've got him as Voldemort. Now,
Yeah, and if you do want to know his name, you have to inbox Woodhead to
no, don't inbox me, please. Just look it up. He's on. Unfortunately, he's on the horse that I think both of you and I are going to back in the next race. So we got the Victory Stakes, the Group 2 for the day, 1,200 metres. The winner qualifies for the Stradbroke in a fortnight's time, the Group 1. Our top line of betting is Kementari at $5.
Is
Vega
it
won at it's fave at $5. Vega won at $5.50. Outback Barbie $7.50 and Deep Image at $9.50. They're your top four. Everything's double digits, and then on the fifth line of betting is Tambo's Mate. So I've got two questions at $15. I've got two questions for you before we rip straight into this. First one being, hold on. Have I got the prices right there? That can't be. They're big odds, eh? $5 and $5.50 for Kementari and Vega 1.
What
Two
about
questions.
your Tambo's Mate odds?
Well, that's one of them. I'll start with that then. Why are we getting $15 for Tambo's Mate? It's beat all of the horses we just spoke about.
It beat them in a boat race, though.
Yeah, but it beat them. What am I missing? Why are we look? I'm not saying it should be fave over those, but it shouldn't be $15 surely.
Mate, the massive weight swing is it'll be telling, especially with how that race was run last week.
So what do they put on
last
it?
Week, the week before last, they have put 3 kilos on it, and the toppy's dropped 3 kilos. So it only gets a kilo weight relief on the toppy, where it got 7 kilos last start. Which do you know what? I can see why Tambo's Mate's price is blown out from that weight swing. I don't see why Kementari is firmed, or not firmed, but is still $5 favourite from dropping from 61 to 58. I don't know. I wanted it to come back the same horse that it was, but third, fifth, it's a solid and honest horse, but I can't have it in my numbers for this race.
Kementari opened at 5, stuck at 5. Vega 1 actually, when these markets opened, Vega 1 was the fave at $4.40.
Oh, mate, I don't. $4.40 out to $5.50 straight away is a funny one.
I know.
My actual read of the form on Vega 1 is I assume they would be stepping it up in distance this next start, going 1,200 metres again.
I think they want it to run in the Stradbroke. I think they've aimed it for it to win this race. I'm going to be betting on Vega 1. I'm going to be betting on Vega 1. I'm going to be betting on about 8 horses in this race.
We're going for the superfecta.
What's the superfecta?
First 6.
Is it? I'm going the super. In any order, it's going to be Kementari, Vega 1, Outback Barbie, Deep Image, Tambo's Mate, and Soxagon. There's your superfecta.
Well, mate, that's pretty much that. You're taking the form line out of that last race. Is that right?
And Soxagon.
Soxagon, I have never even heard of.
Good win last week. What do you like, mate?
I had the Goldie too, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Mate, I've got Outback Barbie on top. I think that race was just run to suit the leaders.
Yeah.
Last start with the form race that you're taking all the horses out of. You saw that the horses from the back in that race were coming home at the very, very end when the race was all over. The fat lady had sung. So when I say it's a boat race, they seem to have just jumped out in the order that they finished.
Yeah.
The leader in the race, Mashani, run last. It run last. But all the other ones, they just crossed the line in the positions that they were running the race in. So that's why I look at that race and think we can not throw that form out the window, but just set it aside and just take the line from, yes, they all run good in that race. Let's reset and reassess the weights on what we thought even leading into that last race.
Yeah, okay.
So I
was
Outback
expecting Barbie on top. Okay.
Yeah, I was expecting a little bit more from Outback Barbie last start. I thought it may have even flashed at the end a little bit. Tambo's Mate can take nothing away from it. It was beaten in that race and lifted itself off the canvas to win, which I love seeing. You love
it's
tough
been a
horses like that.
good betting horse for me and whoever else. Massive. Yeah, it's have a guess what its ROI is in dollars. Oh, sorry, in percentage. Sorry, for its dollars though.
100%.
105%.
Is it? That's fair, isn't it?
Yeah, very fair.
8 wins.
So yeah, no, it's a bloody good horse. Keep an eye out for that. Tambo's Mate. Like I said, you just got to have. I don't know. I think we'll be betting together on this race. I think for history's sake, the bet will be Outback Barbie. I'll bet small, wide tonight, Tambo's Mate. In fact, I won't bet that tonight. I don't know. But
I've got to say, mate, I can't see I get the big weight swing, but more I just think that
you just can't.
Can you see you getting even if you powered it tonight, you'd probably get $18, wouldn't you?
But do you think, okay, if people are going to start going through the form Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning, and they look, okay, let's have a look at its last few runs. First, it's beat every horse in this race, in its last race. Then second, fourth, ignore that. Third, first, second, first, second, first.
Yeah,
I think that
horses
comes
with
in.
8 wins. Yeah, horses with 8 wins out of 16 starts have a lot of supporters.
Yeah, I think that comes in. If you can get that, mate, I'm talking like $20. That's a $20 bet.
20 to win 300.
Like I said,
probably 20 to win 400 if you are.
Boosted or something like that. I think Tambo's worth having a little bet on. But yeah, I think our bet, like I said, we're back. The team's back. We're going to bet on this race together.
I got to say, I've got one more to throw in there for you.
You can't, mate. We've talked about 5 horses already.
I only like one of them though.
Yeah, okay, I've talked about 5 horses. Don't say Tie Zone.
Mate, it's bad. Winter Bride. I tipped it the other week when it got taken down to Randwick.
That's right. It was in the last race, wasn't it?
In the last race, and run a good race. It was only 3 lengths off and run 4th.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought he was just trying to, do a little sneaky. It was Toby Edmonds' horse. But mate, it's back up to Queensland. It's a solid horse with strong form, and it's a winner. 27 starts, 9 wins, 5 seconds, 3 thirds. Like $11. I think it could be a good cheeky, sneaky bet if the winner doesn't come out of that form race that you mentioned earlier.
This is a frigging good race. I can actually see winners. I just said before that I reckon those top 5 win it, but like Freddie Foxtrot, is this what winter racing is going to be for our listeners? Me saying I love every single horse, because Freddie Foxtrot has got the money at short odds for me twice in on the Gold Coast,
Love me
and
the bloody Gold Coast form.
you got to go.
Home
Caesar's a
track.
good horse. It's yeah, I don't know, mate. This is going to be it. Soxagon had a great win last week at the Gold Coast over Mountbatten. It's a good horse. Anyway, yeah. Look,
Who's
it's
riding Outback Barbie?
Voldemort.
Oh.
You're not going to catch me out. The only way I'll say his name again is if you get him on the podcast and he can pull me up on how I've been acting. But
If he wins on Outback Barbie, I'll let him pull you off.
I thought you were going to say if he wins, we get to say his name again.
Not yet.
He's got to get us 2 good winners.
He's got to either have a win, have 2 wins, or serve his suspension.
Like I
Allegedly.
said, if you're not sure who we're talking about, and we can't say his name for legal reasons, that's also not true. But we can't say his name, and he's the jockey on Outback Barbie, and he's the jockey on Isotope.
Geez, he gets some good bloody rides.
He's an apprentice, and he's riding friggin' Isotope.
I think he's already outridden his claim, though.
Oh, he'd have to. He'd have. Oh,
you got to serve as an apprentice for a certain amount of time, I think, but you can outride your claim quicker than your apprenticeship.
Surely he has.
I'm just making it up as I go here, mate, but I think that
he's got the pick up there.
Who's that?
You're not going to catch me out.
All right, let's go back to this race, mate. Give us some numbers. You can't pick every horse in this race. I'm giving you max 4.
I'm not going to pick 4 horses.
We have to put 1 on top, and then your 3 to throw into the first 4.
Okay. I'm going Vega 1 on top.
Ooh.
I'm going to go.
That's how he got the massive suspension on that horse.
I know. Mate, it is a gun horse. It deserves to come out and win. Like you said, it's had the drop in weight. But yeah, I've got Vega 1 on top. Then I've got Outback Barbie second. And then I don't even give Kementari, I don't even give Deep Image a look here. I've then got Kementari with the swing and Tambo's Mate. That's my 4 for your exotics or your quaddie there. But yeah, I got Vega 1 on top. You got Outback Barbie on top.
So Vega 1 from, sorry, go again. Vega 1
Outback
from
Barbie, Kementari, Tambo's Mate.
Ooh, you put Kementari in front of Tambo's Mate because of the weight swing?
Yeah. Well, I honestly didn't know that. I had that question for you because I just didn't pull that apart. I didn't see that. But
you watch the replay, mate. Kementari did get to the outside and looked to be labouring a bit under the weight, but then I suppose nothing else was running onto very late as well. So maybe it would run better, less weight, with a more not such a leader bias, maybe. So yeah, mate, it's a tough one. It's a tough race to read, that race before, but geez, just looking at it, Tambo's Mate, strong fighter, picks itself up off the ground and wins after being headed. But mate, I'm hoping Outback Barbie can just blow them away. And
me too, because that's
the blowout.
Will be. And mate, look, if you are going to go, like we just spoke about 4 horses, and like I said, what's your thoughts on Deep Image? We'll wrap this up soon because we'll give our bets. But what, you're leaving Deep Image out too? I'm
leaving it out, mate. It got to the lead in that race, and then Tambo's Mate picked itself up and beat it. You know what, mate? I'm happy to leave both of them out, Tambo's Mate and Deep Image, even though it was a strong win. Like, not in saying that, mate, you got to have your picks for the race, and my pick
I can't ignore it. I just can't ignore it.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know how you just throw out Deep Image if you like Tambo's Mate that much. If you're doing the quaddie in Brisbane, this is where you go wide. You know, Soxagon is a back-to-back winner leading into this one. Tyzone's a quality horse, but
maybe this is the race for it. Freddie, like I said, Freddie Foxtrot, back-to-back wins leading into this race. Like you said,
Good name, Freddie Foxtrot.
Yeah, I like it. Number 13 too, so it holds a bit. But at $31, I think I think we'll leave it there. What I'll do, mate.
Cracking group two.
I cannot wait for this. I'm going to go get another beer. We're going to have a really quick break, and then we're going to go through what our bets are for our $100. $100 each. Where is your money going? You want to kick off? What's your bet this week with our $100 for multis and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah, mate. I'll kick off so we can kick on. Let's go. My bets this week will be staying up in Brisbane for both of them, or for two of them that are going to be in one bet. I'm going to have the whole 100 on Canane, race 7, number 5.
Race 7, number 5, Canane.
I'm going to need
what price you got there?
I got $2.05.
Correct. Yep. Into.
I'll need your help. Into Outback Barbie, race 8, number 15. What price you got for me there?
I have currently for Outback, I think it was something along the lines of $7.50. So $7.50 into $2.05. That's $15.37. $100 on that. So our race 7, number 5, Canane, into race 8, number 15, Outback Barbie.
And what
full
else
100
over 15? So I reckon you get 17s on the power up.
You know what? I can probably. I won't do it. It'll take too long. But yeah, power it up. You'd probably get $18 to be honest on the power up on that.
Oh, yeah, well, I usually throw in 10% when you molded two together.
Go to. Yeah. I'm not naming them anyone because I'm fucking pissed off with all of them. But some of them will give you better.
Well, mate, keen as mustard on those two. Who have we got for you today or Saturday?
Saturday, I'm going the. It's funny you mentioned race 4 because I was always going to tip in it. I do like seeing too many.
Who trains that?
3, race 4, number 3. It's win last. 2 weeks ago on the Friday at the Gold Coast was very impressive. It's definitely not the best horse that Costa's got for the day in Brisbane, but it could be against this field. I don't see anything beating it. As I said, it's the highest rated horse in the race. At 81, the only thing that shares that rating is Magstock, that's had 6 wins from 44 starts. Seen too many sitting at 21 starts, 6 wins. And in its last few, it's gone first, fourth, 6 first. So it's got a good strike rate at the moment at $5.50. I'm putting that into a multi. So race 4, number 3. As you probably would have guessed, I'm going into race 6, number 7, Isotope at $2.50. That gives you $13.75. And I'm going to have $80. Sorry, I'm going to have $70 on it. 70.
I love that multi. Even though I've got Rothfire on top, mate, it's a real toss of coin, that race. Isotope is on the up in this preparation, and Rothfire's got to do it first up. So, yeah, mate, I'm quite happy to go there with you.
I'm going to say $70 on it at $13.75. But can I tell you, you will boost over that. So
that'll go to $16.
Mate, I'm actually going to tell you what it's going to go to because I want to win $1,000. You know what? I'm not going to say this betting agency, but they can honestly suck a fat one. Mate, you should get about $1,000 off that $70 bet. You know what? If it's at $963, which it was for me on that thing, just up the bet. Just have 75 on it. Get yourself $1,000 this weekend, okay?
Get a K.
Get a K. And then I'm going to have what was I going to have? I think I was going to
A
have
bong.
a bong.
A bong.
Mate, I'm going to have this is going to seem like I've actually got a problem with this bloke that I talk about him so much.
Oh, F me dead.
I
This isn't
seriously,
cost wars, is it?
I have to have $30 on Supergiant at the odds. I was going to go Tambo's mate, but Outback, like I said, Outback Barbie, you have.
Supergiant Crush.
I have a Supergiant. I'm going to go, you can actually boost Supergiant from $13 to $15. I'm going to have $30 on it. So
30 to 450. That's beauty.
yeah, so we will net a return this week. I'm really looking forward to this week's races. I appreciate you giving us your time again. What are we? 8:30 on a Wednesday night. What am I looking at? There's a million messages on my screen from my wife to your wife. Are you seeing? Oh, you can't. That's funny. But yeah, look, it's.
I bet you they say. I bet the boys are doing good.
I hope they don't punt too much this weekend.
I bet they're doing a good job. Oh, I love my husband more.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're saying. Sam Saturday night came in, kicked the dog. Why? Oh well, he was on knee.
Pat flew
door.
up to Gold Coast and kicked our dog.
Pat walked in, kicked our dog, flew straight back to Sydney. How come? He said effing knee dorp and left. Mate, thanks for joining me again. Thanks for another stellar podcast. Gents, we will be back at some point over the weekend, I'd say, probably our Sunday sesh. Good luck this weekend. Enjoy the racing up here. Have you got anything from anywhere else in the country you want to pull in? I like...
yeah, mate. Oh, you go. Take it away. Answer your own question, bro.
Let me ask you a question and then I'll answer it for you. I'm gonna have a pretty decent bet on number 6 Haunted in race 6 in Flemington. If you
Cost to train that?
No, oh God, I wish. You know what? That butcher Damien Oliver's on it. No, we like Haunted. We like Haunted a lot. So I think
Haunted. Well, mate, I've got Sydney race 8, number 6, Outrageous as well. I reckon it's worth a couple of bucks this weekend.
Oh, that's outrageous.
Bloody outrageous. But yeah, late race in the day too. So good to chase at $7.50.
Are you all right with the chase last week with Vega Magic? So let's see if you can keep the you could be the get out stakes king.
I chased my own tail and bit it off.
You told me you didn't have enough money to put on Vega Magic, so you put on everything you had, and then you just put it on the next thing in Ascot and it lost.
Yeah. It is a bloody slippery slope, that punting.
Shit, I tell you now, if anyone's listening to us and thinks that we don't have these bets, I suppose stories like that will make them realise that, hey, they're degenerates like us.
Hey, I lost my money on the weekend. I better listen to how they went on Monday.
Yeah, I better see how they went. Hey, our tips went well. For Choose, Vega Magic, Hightail, Wisdom of Water. We had some good tips come through. We just bet they were 4 winners, but we also had another 60 bets that day. So quick plug for our new group, Tips and Slips. Look it up on Facebook. It's a closed group. Go in there. Let me know what you're tipping. Let us know what you like this weekend. You'll see a feed come up every week for the day. Show us your tip. Show us what you like. And then at the end of the day, show us your slips and see if you've had a big win. We had a good winner in there today. He's a good bloke, follows the page, been following for a while, good contributor. He had $1.50 on a thing at $1.50 each way, and the thing was paying $90-odd. So a bit of cash for him. Yeah, one.
F me.
I know, good on him. He reckons he's got another one for us coming up. So I just told him, you got to let us know before the race. So
who is it?
I won't name him because, there might be people listening that know him through work or anything like that. And like I said, it's a closed group. But he he's a bloody good bloke. But yeah, join that
When
group.
when's the new merchandise come out? I ripped my shirt
Oh,
off last week when G-Tra got beat.
Mate, I don't know when this friggin' thing came through. They said the end of this week. Mate, I don't know. He must be. Isolation must have him printing 1 billion shirts because
I want some leg up face masks too.
that would have been good. Big snarl on the front of it. But yeah, look, we've got shirts coming in. I don't know. I think they're in black. There may be a white. We do have hats. We could do it Stubby Cooler. So head to thelegupaustralia.com and check out our merch page. Thank you, Patrick Allendorf. Thank you, listeners. Good luck. Happy hunting. Happy punting. Ciao.
Cheers, mate.